It's Club Life. From a behind the scenes standpoint, I learned a lot. I went to a concert with him. I learned the good, the bad, and the ugly of what happened there. I learned it just the same way I left it from when I was being a DJ. But I also learned more about that camera. I didn't have my light. So I took it as, wow, I gotta do better. Now, I'm gonna show you guys a clip real quick.
Man, glad to be back in New York.
This is at Vibe magazine. Now, I went in August. It's kind of pushing up. I'll tell you about it. But this is behind the scenes. You can see what they're using. They're using a phone. They were live with the actual Facebook company. They had it set up with Vibe magazine and Facebook. And Zaytoven went. It was a go live interview, and you could always kind of reference and go back and check this out. But I just had to. I wanted to make that point because some people think it's the gear. Oh man, you gotta have a Lumix or you gotta have this or that, man. Guys out here winning with phones. People out here winning with phones.
ATL too strong in New York today. Worldwide. All the wild players right now. Hey, Chip, send us up to Zaytoven channel. Right now. Send us up to Zay Ticket channel. Okay, what's happening, man? Zay Ticket channel. It look good. Yeah, you know, just more songs on the floor, you know. Hey, I'm air well. You did? Air well. I'm ready. My sound's ready. No, you
really felt it. It was like
this is how many of you guys are familiar with Miss Info?
Right?
All right, this is how she does her thing, which is a trip. I'll stop it so you can see. Miss Info, she actually records her interviews in a music studio.
Wow.
So that her audio was super crispy. Like they are actually in the vocal booth at a New York studio called Sweet Sound. And it was sweet. I'm in there, I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is how she do it. Things that we've had an opportunity, in some of the places we've had an opportunity to use our media and music power to get better access. Like summer 16, New York City, final night, sold out show. It was I couldn't even pay to get in there. But my media paid, you know how much I paid? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely zero. I didn't spend any money. I was able to use my access. I'm right there in the VIP. J. Cole's right there. I didn't even know. It was like, wow, he wasn't on the bill. Like, and the whole point of that is that it's an access-based thing. Using both of those things, it kind of gets you through the door. It's behind the scenes. So, I mean, anybody can be the person like right here in front of you, but you really, really have to be savvy behind the scenes and converging those things together to affect the whole game. And what I mean by that is, our year was already going great. May, I talked to Professor Lawson. I said, man, you know what? It'd be great to come out and talk to people who are like-minded, media people, musicians, people like myself. I'd love to meet them. Boom. Shortly after talking to her, that's when we find out Gucci Mane's coming home. Any of you guys follow the internet, follow stuff online, social media? That was a big story in rap this year. It's one of the biggest stories in rap. And if you're from the South, that was the biggest thing that happened down South.4 Mane coming home.
Wow.
Goo-wah! Well, what it did was it changed everything we had going on. We had already had four successful Zaytoven producer camps and made a bunch of money for my client, filmed some cool stuff for him. But now we had to switch gears because Gucci is bigger than all of us. What I learned was the power of us. The power of the media and what we have the power to do. He comes home in May. Bam. We're switching all of our stuff out. He does his first public show, June 17th. It's my sister's birthday. I'll never forget it. We're at a nightclub in Atlanta. Zaytoven, if we're right here, Zaytoven's right there, Gucci Mane's right there, I'm right here. We acted as Gucci's security that night on his first show out. And I thought I was just going in as the camera person. They wouldn't even let me take my camera into the club. I had to use my phone. But I was successful at using my phone. I got a great position, and the whole time I'm secure, and I filmed the whole performance as much as I possibly could. And a lot of that image, like right behind us, we had every blogger from the East Coast and from the South right there in that nightclub with us. And I realized it's not that many of us. So as you network and meet people, like you can really get a lot accomplished just through networking and talking to people, you know. And another thing that I learned and I saw was the power of the next day. Because we posted up, and the #1 story is, I don't think that's Gucci Mane. That must be a clone. It's got to be a clone. Now I'm standing right here with the real Gucci. I know it's him. I see that's Keisha. I know Zaytoven, him and Zay go way back, so if he a robot, Zay gonna tell him. Man, that story went viral. It literally went viral. And it's my job to track that type of stuff. So the first time I even saw the story online, I was like, oh man, you're kidding me. No way. This is what's happening? Next thing you know, that was the top viral story from the month of June. Is the I've been cloned. Is that the real Gucci man as far as rap is concerned? The story was so big that the #1 artist in the world, Drake, had to come down and see for himself and to validate and say, that's the real Gucci man. That's the real Gucci man. That's the real Gucci man. I know because I was right there. Now what we saw from that, I'm Team Zaytoven here. I like Gucci, but I work for Zaytoven, his primary producer. What I saw in one day, the day that Drake came, Zaytoven was at 355,000 Instagram followers. Drake shared that, he went up to like 575,000 in one day as far as his followers. So you realize the power of social media, the power of streaming. The fact that Drake even showed up, that went viral. Because now all the bloggers are saying, oh my God, Drake and Zaytoven are about to work together. Drake told him. Boom. Drake and Gucci are about to work together. And I had an opportunity just to see from a media standpoint and just from, behind the scenes, wow, they really will ask you about this. So by the time we got to New York on those scenes y'all saw in August, all the bloggers, that was still a question that was on their mind. Tell me, is it the real Gucci man down there? Tell me, Zay, is it the real? And this is at the Miami. We already had the album come out. The day the album came out, July 22nd. I'm making sure I give you guys this year because you can affect the game this year. July 22nd. Gucci and Zay do the Fox. Zaytoven plays piano, Gucci Man performs. But the beauty of that particular thing, another viral event, Revolt TV bought the rights to air it. Man, from a as a media person or somebody involved in being a part of a media team, this is the winning team. This is winning. It all goes back to, I went back to school for this. Last year, man, I could look back last year, no celebrities met, just me at home with my girl and the baby and babysitting and school papers. Now here I am, I'm in the studio with Future. He just played me Beast Mode 2. And I can't say anything. I can't even pull my phone out, it's so exclusive. Anybody have any questions or whatnot? Cause I get a little talkative, but that's really the whole summation of what I'm saying is behind the scenes is everything. Go ahead.
What was one artist, a rapper that you looked up to and then you finally met, you're like, wow, he's already in front of you?
Too Short. It happened to me twice this year. That same day, June 17th, I met Too Short early in the day that day. And then I go and I do the Gucci Man concert. All from with Too Short I was in the studio because I am an artist and I do music production. Then I had another opportunity to hang out and actually lock in business with Too Short. He's one of my favorite rappers, so just having him 2 times this year. Future was the one person where I could say I almost fanboyed. Because I'm telling you, Future, you really see the difference between, we hang out with a lot of rappers, but you see the difference between a rapper and a superstar. You're going to have to, for me, I had to let some things go. Some things that were hobby, like playing video games and things like that. I just had to, reallocate my time. That's the only way you could really get it done. Because, who knows how to edit in this room? If you edit specifically, shooting is a little easier to me, in my opinion, than editing because, I could run right up. I could shoot him right now for the next 10 minutes and have some good stuff. The editing process is probably going to take at least 3 times that. Just to get something simple down on a rough cut or whatnot. So it's just time. It's just finding the time. For me, I find the challenge, for me personally, is shooting is easy for me. Getting what I shot cut down in a timely fashion, that's not so easy sometimes. So I had to go back to what Diddy and Calibri said at the beginning. Teamwork is very, very important. When you get out of here, a lot of times you're not just doing media work on your own. You're going to be doing media work with different team people. And I know in most film schools and film classes, they teach you all of the classic positions of film. You got to really just kind of get out there and run up with your camera and really just kind of be that person. The people I see who are winning and who are successful in this game, they're winning because they're aggressive. I'm gonna end on one note. I want you guys to see the other side of like film and media work. You have to see like still a networking thing. I wouldn't have got the corporate jobs that I have if I'm not out on the front line saying, hey man, this is me, this is what I do film work, I do this, I do that. Those have been the jobs that have paid me substantially.
Supporting your client or whoever you're working for versus your creative identity and brand as an artist.
That's another thing that's challenging at times because like I'm a vice person. You know, when I'm being myself on PIMPZILLA, I'm very much trying to do business with different companies who have, you know, different morality bases. Zaytoven, my client, not so much. Like I said, he's a man, he's a faith-based person. But what I learned is I do it by the subject. Not to be judgmental either. That's another thing because you'll see subjects do all kinds of stuff out there. And as a media person, that may be the best thing you got. Like that may be the thing to get you your money or get you the gig or anything. So, I mean, for me, like I said, it really just depends. I do it on a client-to-client basis. If I'm doing corporate work, I'm very, very cautious. You see I have tattoos and different things. I always dress a certain way. I can't do anything about these goatees, but I can do the best that I can to be as conservative as possible. Because it's like Callie Bree said earlier, walking into the room, you do bring in a vibe or an energy, and showing up as a film creative or as a music creative, I don't want people to think that, you know, I'm some gang member or anything else. I'm just a person who's a creative.
How do you get paid in terms of how do you manage the business aspect of
Good
the
question.
creativity that you bring?
Good question. You get paid directly from a client. Like Zaytoven directly pays me, and I work for a company called ItsClubLife that they'll pay me to go do stuff. Now everyone else, it doesn't always work out that way. And in building my resume this particular year, like the first couple of jobs I took, they were unpaid. But I needed to network, I hadn't been in Atlanta, so I needed to kind of get my foot through the door. And the benefit of it is, eventually I did start getting paid. And it came from, I had to prove myself. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mama. Happy birthday to you.
All right, so clap it up. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you our artists for being here. It's always a pleasure when you guys come out. We're not.
So this is a gift that we want to present to the class and specifically Professor Lawson for allowing us to come out and come represent and rock with y'all. And we want to present her with Zaytoven's book from A to Z. You know what I'm saying? Official Wild Ginger, you feel what I'm saying? CEC Official Wild Ginger West.
There we go.
Y'all pull it up one time. There you go.
Good
Oh
luck.
boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Thank you.
We got a Zaytoven beat shirt for her too as well.
Good luck.
You feel me? And we got a PIMPZILLA shirt. You feel me?
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. This is a big deal, guys, because we're trying to build our guest artist workshop series, not just in the film program, but in all the fine arts programs. And we can't pay people to come out to speak to y'all. We don't have the money. So when they do it, they're doing it out of their heart because they care about our community, about education. So it's important that not only you connect with them, but you go out and make something. Go do some work and then come and give back to the school so we can build. So Jeremiah is one of our students that finished here.
And if you're looking for anything from Get Loaded TV, just YouTube, Get Loaded TV. And man, like, holla at us, man. We wanna work with y'all.
We can get Instagrams, Facebooks, and all that. We'll definitely connect up and we'll reach out. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean,
Come talk to them.
And-
Come talk to them.
yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say thank you for you guys' time and knowledge today because it was very informative.
Thank you. I mean, I kind of took it like James Brown said. I mean, I was watching James Brown's story, and he used to sign shoes in front of a radio station. So you know what I'm saying? When he was signing shoes, he got his bread up. So what he did, he not only bought the shoe shine that in front of the radio station, he bought the radio station, right? And in his words was, that's black power. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change the game now.
Preach.
So, there it is.